Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Jonah Fox. In today's video, I want to help you get a gift for yourself or for the harmonica player in your life. I'm going to go over 7 gift ideas and some specific recommendations so you can either get a gift for a harmonica player or you can buy yourself something nice when all the deals are still a thing. So that's what we're going to cover today. Let's get into my first suggestion, which is a new Bluetooth speaker. Now, as harmonica players, we are lead musicians. We are playing the melody, which means you're playing over music. Now, unless you are one of those one-man band type people, you use a loop pedal, or you're regularly playing with other groups of people, you're probably playing over recorded music somewhat frequently in the form of backing tracks. And if that is the case for you or the person that you're buying for, then I suggest you get a new Bluetooth speaker to make that experience a little bit more pleasurable. Playing over, especially like a phone or an iPad, just isn't very fun. So I have 2 suggestions here, and they both come from JBL. I've no tie to them necessarily. I've just found that I like their speakers. My low tier suggestion would be to get either a JBL Clip 3 or 4. The 4 is obviously the newer one, but it's almost double the price, at least right now. So I would suggest getting one of those 2 speakers. They are portable, which means you can kind of clip it to your belt or something and just kind of go for a walk. The battery life is still really good on these speakers. Sounds pretty quality, decent amount of bass for something so small. So that would be my first suggestion. The higher end suggestion is another JBL speaker. This is the JBL Party Box Encore. It is significantly larger, longer battery life, but just a really good sound, very crisp. You can hear a lot of the bass, and it's going to be just a really nice sound. Now, getting something that's more intense like that is really important when you are miking up and playing through an amp, because you just need to hit a much higher threshold for volume to be able to actually hear the music in the background, right? So I would suggest getting a Bluetooth speaker if you know that the person you're buying for or yourself is playing a lot of amplified music. Then you might just want something a little bit more moxie. So that's my first suggestion. Moving on, the next thing I would suggest you get is a Harp Wah. This is an accessory by Rolly Platt, fantastic harmonica player, and it is essentially a mute for your harmonica that you can use like for wah purposes. So on harmonica, we have our hand, we can do this, creates a wah sound. And what the Harp Wah is, it's a metal mute, kind of similar to what like trumpet players use. And you stick it on the back and you just do wah out of the small hole in the back. And it's going to center the sound a little bit to make that wah sound a little bit more pronounced. I just think it's kind of a cool thing. I personally don't have one, but I think it would be a great gift for any harmonica player or yourself. All right, the next thing I would suggest is a new case. Now, there's a whole bunch of cases out on the market, and I don't want to give you any specific recommendations because the ones that I actually have, I don't know if I'd recommend to you because they're not in production anymore. So I have a really nice wooden case, but unfortunately, you can't get that anymore. If you want something similar, you can get a Fender Tweed case, and I'll link that down in the description with everything else. You can get one of the Hohner or Harmo or Seidel cases. These are usually more larger cases that have slots that you put your harmonic in, and these are perfectly fine. They're not that fancy. If you want to get something that feels a little bit more special, then I actually suggest going to Etsy. So if you go on Etsy and you look for harmonica cases, you're going to find interesting single harmonica cases as well as belt cases and ammo strap style cases and nice leather cases you can carry on. So a whole bunch of different selections there. So I'd say go on Etsy if you want to make it special, but if you're just looking for practicality, I'd say the Hohner case, Seidel case, Harmo case, or the Fender case, they're all fine to have slightly different aesthetics and slightly different storage capacities. So that's what I'd look into. The next suggestion I have for you today is my app Harp Trainer. This is $47, and it is an app where you can play along with videos that have the scale training kind of sessions that you'd normally work out with a metronome and notebooks and stuff. It's all right there on a video. The notes are on the screen, the tabs are on the screen, there's a drone playing the whole way, and you hear the notes as they're going through the track, which will let you practice your scales. Now, why should you care about practicing your scales? Well, you need to be able to play your scales to be able to improvise. I mean, this is pretty much a necessity, and so getting this will help the harmonica player in your life or you pass that barrier so you can start having a lot more fun. Those are my main suggestions for accessories. We got a case, we got a speaker, Harp Wah, and Harp Trainer. Now, what else? Let's talk harmonicas. Now, it's hard to buy a harmonica for somebody else because you may not know what they already have, you don't know the keys, you don't know their preferences. So the things that I'm going to suggest today are a little outside the norm, and even if you are the harmonica player watching this video trying to think of ideas for yourself, these might be some things that you maybe haven't heard of or haven't really considered trying just yet. So the first is a very particular kind of novelty type of harmonica. This is a Kongsheng Baby Fat. Now, if we're talking Christmas this year, this is like an amazing stocking stuffer kind of gift. It's $20, okay? You can get them on Amazon, you get them at Rock and Ron's. I think they sound really nice. They feel great to hold. Wah is super easy on these particular harmonicas because they're so small. It's very easy to cup them. And $20, you can get a key that you don't already have, or you could even get alternate tuning. So yeah, the Baby Fat's $20. I think it's just a really nice harmonica to play and have fun with. It's only 7 holes, so it doesn't replace a normal harmonica, but it is a fun novelty and something that you can definitely enjoy and jam with like it's a real professional instrument. The next main suggestion I have is to get an alternately tuned harmonica. So the normal types of harmonicas that we play are called Richter tuned harmonicas. Now, that's all great, but there's a whole bunch of other tunings, okay? And what a new tuning will do is it means that you can play a lot of times in the same exact way, but the notes that come out are different, or the chords that come out are different, and this could be really fun. So as an example here, here's a normal G harmonica. Here's a natural minor G harmonica. I think alternate tunings are so much fun. You don't got to change too much, and all of a sudden, you have an entirely new sound, and an entirely new sound means a different way that you're going to solo, and it's just fun collecting all these different tunings. Now, there's a whole bunch of tunings, so if you're buying this for somebody that's not yourself, the one that I'm going to suggest that I think most people will like is the natural minor tuning. You can get this from a couple different companies, but the main one that I'm going to suggest is to get it from Lee Oskar, because that's kind of their thing, is making a bunch of alternate tunings. But, you know, this one is a marine band in a natural minor tuning. I also have some DeBells in natural minor tuning. So, you know, you have options here, but I would say Lee Oskar is the main company that makes alt tuning. So those are the people I'd go to, and they're labeled a little differently. If you don't know that harmonica has like multiple positions, and sometimes alternate tuned harmonicas are labeled in the position that you're playing in. The main harmonica keys that you'd want to pick are G, A, B flat, C, and D, but those let you play in different keys in second position, so you may want to choose something like E minor, A minor, D minor, F minor if you're going to go buy a natural minor tuned harmonica. So that's only one tuning though. There's a whole bunch more. There's wild tuned harmonicas from Will Wild that are really interesting, and they use draw bends on the high octave, really fun. There is circular tuned harmonicas, which are like an entirely different instrument. There are power bender harmonicas, again, slight differences with the bends and the notes in the high end. There's country tuned harmonicas, which are great for playing major music in second position. There's a whole bunch of different alternate tunings. So if you don't know what to get for yourself or for someone else, I think an alternate tuning is a really solid choice. The last main suggestion I have for you is a low tuned harmonica. Now this is a normal A harmonica. Just take a listen. So that sounds fine. That's the default. Now, if you can get a low-tuned harmonica like this Hohner Thunderbird in low A, I think low-tuned harmonicas are so much fun. They just feel really good to play, and if you like doing a lot of this chord stuff, you know, that kind of things, that works way better on a low harmonica as opposed to a normal tuning. The only thing that's a little weird about these low tuned ones is that the bends are much harder, okay? Now, when we're talking about low-tuned harmonicas, you generally would want to stick to the same keys that you'd get in the regular octave of harmonicas. So as I said earlier, G, A, B flat, C, and D, but you just get the low version. So I would say low A, low C. If the person you're buying it for or yourself, if you've never tried low harmonicas, I would start with a low F, because that's the easiest one to kind of transition into. So those are my gift suggestions. If you are just want to buy a normal harmonica and you want to hear my opinions about what the best harmonicas are in 2023, then watch this video up here. Otherwise, I hope you found something on this list. All the links will be down in the description, and I'll see you next time. Peace.